Welcome back. God is great, and thank you for another day for joining me and my family towards my journey to a full recovery as we fight against stroke, other cardiovascular disease, and debilitating circumstances. Today I'm using the prompter because there's a little more exercises that I'm going to do. So, I'm using the teleprompter with my wife's help and my son's help. Today I'm going to continue to talk about some specific exercise that I do to help me continue with my 100% full recovery. I'm going to do some exercises that will help with my strength, endurance, flexibility, and control. Yes, control. I remember that the song I used to listen to back in my Navy days when it first came out by Janet Jackson in 1986 called Control. I'm not going to play it for you right now. I was thinking about playing for it, but you can look that up. Janet Jackson, Control. I'm going to be working on some control, just a little bit. Glory to God for showing me the way and helping myself and others with this recovery journey. Thank you, Jesus. All things are possible. For I walk by faith, not by sight. By stripes we are healed. All things are possible. For I walk by faith and not by sight. And by stripes we're healed. So that's something as a motivation for me that I focus on. I said that that's the best insurance is that we are healed. It's paid for. It's free. First, I'm going to talk about a very important concept or practice that will add much value to a workout. A greater ROI, or return in investment, if you will. And it's something that I've been doing for over 30 years in practicing with consistency, and that is the concept called the principle of varying workload intensity, which we've been demonstrating, and I demonstrate during the videos, but definitely on the next feature video I'll do some of that workload intensity. It's always a good idea to vary your workload intensity. And thank you, Google, again. I will read what some of what Google says about it, and interject my thoughts and examples in there also. Pretty in-depth stuff, but it's worth it. But very important in terms of safety and greatest value return in investment, time, and overall achieving one's goal. As I said before, this is a time-consuming task. It takes up a lot of time during the day to exercise, work out, do different things, many things going on in the background in life. So, this requires a lot of time. So basically, Google says, I get a burp. The principles of varying workload intensity in training is a fundamental concept for achieving optimal fitness and preventing plateaus or declines. It is rooted in the idea of progressive overload, which means gradually increasing demands placed on a body over time. And the key word there is over time. And I'll talk more about that. Here's a breakdown. What it means. That the states that your training should not be static. Instead, it needs to involve periods of increased workload, intensity, interspersed with periods of lighter intensity and recovery. That's an important concept to know, and I will show you that, what I mean by it, what it means. I think that is more important in terms of safety and more relevant to a recovering stroke victim or other recovering victims. And I mean by whether you have brain injury, spinal cord injury, anything that deals with inability to move or recovery in that aspect. I think that's important. And I'll show you why and how I'm implementing it in my daily practices. Why it's important? This term, it stimulates adaptation or varying intensity by progressively increasing the intensity, adding weight, for example, doing more reps, reducing the rest time. You challenge your muscles and cardiovascular system, forcing them to adapt and get stronger and more efficient. That's kind of important. Yes, it's important. I'll talk more about that later on. It's also, there's the other side to it. It prevents plateaus. Without this increased stress, this is Google again, your body won't have a reason to improve, leading to a plateau in your progression. It reduces overtraining or risk. And again, the term is varying workload intensity. Reduces overtraining risk. Varying intensity, including periods of lighter training, allows for proper recovery and helps prevent overtraining, which can lead to fatigue and injury and performance decline. That's not a good thing. With recovering stroke victim, for my case, I'm already fatigued on some days, so that's kind of important. And definitely don't want to injure myself or re-injure myself, so everything must be done in safety, in progression. You don't want to backlog or do the back step. So you got to watch out for those things. Maintains varying intensity, maintains motivation and focus. Alternating between challenging and less intense workout can keep your training engaging and help you stay motivated. Good, elaborate on what I do. It says, I put a note under. Well, basically, I'm going to elaborate what that means. When I work out, which I do show, I choose workload intensity correctly. That's important in terms of safety, endurance, stamina, energy. I have to manage my energy level. I just don't do, again, a lot of heavy intensity or high intensity workout all at once. It's important to monitor it. It's important for the pulse meter, because I will show you next week also that it's going to be a good workout on varying intensity. Also, what I do usually is varying intensity. I choose workload that's maybe high intensity, heavy load. If I'm doing weights, I don't do all heavy loads. I sometimes do some kind of walking or stretching in between. That's important because you want to monitor the heart rate. You don't want your heart rate to be up all the time, depending on your goal, but I'm going to talk about that later. How to apply it. Basically, here's a term called periodization. I hope I can say that word correctly. Periodization. A common approach is periodization, which involves dividing your training into specific phases or cycles, each with a different focus on intensity, volume, and type of training. Type of training. Yeah, that's correct. Basically, I said before, mixing it up. Mix up your training. And you'll figure that out, what's good for you, what works for you. Each individual is different. You can't go on one individual, but you have to find out what works for you. You have to plan your regimen exercise that works for you. You don't want to be working intensity or heavy workload all the time, as I said before, and that is dependent on what your body can do and your overall goal. Listen to your body. Again, listen to your body. Your body will tell you if you need to rest or you have the energy to do more and keep going. Examples. When I first started this journey, I could do 5 minutes of walking. I gradually build up to 20-30 minutes interval. Sometimes on a good day I can do 40-50 minutes. But I focus on quad movement, which I'll talk about later. I'm sure it's down the line. Varying exercise elements. Again, I'm continuing with Google, what it says about varying intensity workload. And you can vary workload intensity in various ways, including increasing the weight or resistance. In strength training, this is a key way to challenge your muscles. Right timing of rest as well as energy level. Watch out for neurofatigue, which I'm going to talk about next week. More about neurofatigue. When your brain is tired, I'll talk about that a little more. Yep, upcoming videos, as I said. Changing repetitions and sets. Increasing reps or sets with a given workout or overtime workload. Decreasing rest intervals. Shorter rest periods keep your heart rate elevated, increase. That you got to watch out for. Sometimes, depending on you might need to take that rest. More time for rest in between the workout. That's key. Because it's not all about keeping your heart rate up. It's doing it safely. depending on what you're trying to accomplish, whether it's improving endurance or stamina over time versus improving sports-related components like speed. Speed is not so important to me right now. I like to get the sport level related speed, but I'm not at that capable to do that. I'm not at that level. So I'm focusing on the basics right now. For me, I focus on endurance and stamina over time and overall quality of movement. That's important. So it goes to say, Google again, increasing exercise speed, performing movements more quickly can boost intensity, especially with lighter resistance. Quality of movement for me for stroke recovery again. Adding challenging variations. Next week videos I will show you some challenging variations of what I do, some of the exercises. Techniques like, and I'm doing that now, like adding jumps to exercise, which I haven't. I'm going to do that sometime soon, but it's not now. Still, jumping is challenging. That's challenging. Or increasing time under tension, which I can show you today, can increase the demands placed on your muscles. So true for this statement. If you want to increase the intensity of a workload, slow down the movement. For example, like when I used to work out at the YMCA, if I wanted my bench press to get stronger, I would work on negatives. Basically slowing down the movement during the down phase of the load and mixing it up with increasing repetitions. There are so many things you can do. I will show you. Another example is for the chair squat, which I would demonstrate later on during this video segment. So there are many, as I said before, there are many things you can do to mix it up to get the variation that you want, and that is dependent on your body, dependent on your body, and the goals that you want to achieve. Too little time to cover it all in one video. Too little time, but I will try my best to demonstrate over the series of future and ongoing videos. Thank you God, all things are possible. More on what Google has to say on the principle of varying workload intensity. We're almost there. This was a long one. Gradual increase. Begin with lighter intensity and gradually increase over time to allow your body to adapt and minimize the risk of injury. Minimize the risk of injury. For me, as an example, over time and consistency, I increase the time I walk again, as I said before, from 2 minutes at first, maybe a couple laps, in my living room, to about 40 minutes. By average, I try to do 20-30 minutes each session, focusing quality of movement. Sometimes I do 2 or 3 sessions a day, depending on what's going on with my glucose level. I'll talk about it a little bit more. Of course, I have my down days where I don't feel like doing anything. Some days I get those days, but I still work out just as a much lighter load. Working on fine motor skills like my fingers are stretching. Basically, that was a long term. In summary, the principle of varying workload intensity is a vital aspect of effective training, encouraging continuous progress while minimizing the risk of training and injury. So that was one term. I also have another term to cover today. I think that's important to cover. This is a little shorter. I will introduce one more term today, and that is isometric exercises. Isometric exercises. That's also a good form of exercise for anybody. Isometric exercises involve contracting muscles without changing their length or joint angles, essentially holding a static position under tension. They are a form of strength training that focuses on maintaining a specific position rather than moving through a range of motion. Examples include like planks, wall sits, which I demonstrate later on in this video, and squat holds, which we will also demonstrate. I'm going to also be demonstrating a few specific isometric or static or contraction hold exercise. So many different terms they're called. Good for developing strength without the moving part, safer sometimes when you're just trying to maintain and regain strength. Now let's move on to the do part. Some of the exercises that I do that's specific to me. Specific to my, I'm going to do some upper body exercise specific to my needed improvements. Again, it's my right side that the stroke impacted, like in feeding myself with the right hand, that needs improvement. Brushing my teeth, as I covered before, combing my hair, reaching to a height or to a low level position. That's difficult for me to do. Still working, and grabbing or placing something down, you know, from a height, or grabbing something low. That's difficult for me still on the right side. But you can do this too if you're on your own journey or striving for a healthy and fit lifestyle. So you can always do something. Now we're moving on to the exercise, and it's going to be upper body. Finger control exercise, specifically on my right side. Alright, can you see my fingers? Alright, looking good. Alright. So basically, finger control. It's control is the issue here too. Big issue. Alright, and that's continuously battle. I battle with this every day, every second. You know, as I said before, my grip strength was at 0 at the beginning of this journey. I couldn't move my fingers. I couldn't move my hand. It was difficult. And glory to God, I was able to progress in a level. So it's all about progression and choosing the right exercise and the right timing, and having the proper resources come to you at the right time and when you need it. Alright. But I'm continually doing my exercise. Still waiting for physical therapy and occupational therapy approval from the VA hospital. I think they're doing a little better. I think they notified me last week, told me that I can choose a provider now, and they're still working on physical therapy stuff, but I can choose an occupational therapy provider. So I'm going to go with, I think, in motion therapy. That's closer to me, and I think that they got a good program. I've heard about it, and I heard from experience, so that might be good. So I might go from Riverside to in motion therapy, which is Mary Immaculate Bon Secours. So I'm gonna, this week is the focus. I'm gonna try to get that straight. Hopefully next week I can be in there with physical therapy and occupational therapy. That's gonna be good. But again, that's not the focus. I'm still gonna continue to work out and do my thing and get my improvements. And I'm just going to keep going and hopefully share this knowledge with someone else going through the experience and help them out too. Alright, let's finger control. On this side, the left side is good. You know, I got control of my thumb. You can rotate it. I can speed wise, accuracy. Is that coming in good? Can you see that? Alright, that's good. Alright, finger control means I can specifically control this finger. I can make it go up like this. When I want to go up, that's finger control. The other fingers are staying down, which is good. It's moving a little bit, but that's good. Now, middle finger. I can move it up, that's good. I'm alright with that. That's good, that's control. With my ring finger, yeah, I can move that. That's good. Pinky, left side, pinky's good. Let's go on to the right side. Pinky on this side, I can move. Thankfully, I can move. It's good. I can do that. So I can control it. See? But guess what? Guess what? The ring finger, that's it. I can't move it up anymore at this point in time. So what I do is I hold the other fingers, try to move it up a little bit on its own, and that's it. So what I do to help facilitate the movement and training is I move it myself. I assist it. Okay? I do this, you know, 10, 15, 20 times. It's not too bad, but I'll come up with more exercises. There's gimmicks and gadgets that are out that will help do this, but for now I'm doing this. So again, that proper resource. See? I can, you know, middle finger. Okay, I'll hold the fingers and I can move it a little bit. But I can move it further up, so that's good. And I can, again, help facilitate that finger control. Help move it. Okay? Just move it. And it's a little bit harder. Fine motor skills is a little bit harder, especially on my impacted right side. For the pointer finger or index finger, that's good. I can move it. Before I couldn't. Now I got control. Okay, I can, I don't have to hold the finger so much. It can move. My thumb is a lot better than fingers. My right thumb. Before it wasn't. I didn't have the strength, but I'm doing some exercises to help that. So I can rotate it. I can reverse it. I can extend it a little bit further now. Has a little more strength. So that's a good thing. But I'm developing over time with different type of exercises. Well, I'll show next week some more that I came up with. It's good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. So that's coming too. That's finger control exercise, upper body. Alright, next thing I do is touch and hold hand to opposite shoulder exercise. Go far as I can reach. Alright, so basically, the areas of need improvement is my right side arm. And I have trouble with brushing teeth and holding it for a long time. So this exercise I've shown before, but this one's going to be focused mainly on isometric or holding position strength development exercises. Okay? So basically, it's my right side. I want to hold the toothbrush up, so I'm going to focus on the exercise. And this is good. I'm just going to take it and just put my hands here. I'm just going to hold it. It's a little struggle, but not too bad. But before, oh boy, I probably couldn't touch this other shoulder. It's tough. Everything's tight, especially the right side. So I'm just going to hold it for about 10 seconds or as much as you can tolerate it. 10 seconds good, 20 seconds better. If you can tolerate 30, go for it. But, 10 seconds, I'm not being counted. I'm just holding it. So that's one. That's called a static or isometric exercise. Just holding a position there. I do this laying down in the morning. If you're having trouble, reaching your hand across your shoulder like this, do it in your bed, laying down. It's a lot easier. So, which I will demonstrate much later on in another video. About actual real time what I do in the morning, which is coming in about probably 2 weeks, hopefully. Real time exercise when I get up. Alright, so you can hold it. Alright, that's one thing. Alright, another thing you can do is you can challenge yourself. You can vary, mix it up. You can hold it higher if you can. Okay, this time just not resting on your shoulder, but just holding it up. Holding it up, okay? And just isometric exercise. And challenge yourself. The intensity low doesn't increase a little bit because now you're not resting on your shoulder, but you're still holding it up on your own this time. Okay? Varying the intensity. Workload. Okay? Alright. Another thing is you can also add weights. If I had weights, I can hold it with weights. Sometimes I use this thing here. This excellent massager from CBS. Sometimes I use this with the movement. I just put it on and I move with it. And it massages my, muscles and nerves or whatever it is, but do something. I'll just move with this and hold it up. And I can do curls with it too. Sometimes I just do that. Low intensity gives me some relaxing massage control. But for as far as specific area, brushing teeth. So I'm going to hold it up there. And the battery goes pretty quick on this, so I change it out every once a week. Woo. Alright, let's see what else we got to do here. Alright, another exercise I do is touch and hold my impacted arm, which is my right side, on top of my head or as high as I can go. Alright, so basically, before, it's still difficult to do showers. It was hard for my hand to go above my head at all. And that's consistent struggle, still a struggle, still hard, tight. It's a discomforting feeling. It's sometimes painful. But I gradually worked up to it. Before I could get my hand on my head, now I can at least get it on my head. And I can do some movements. It's still weak, but I can move, like shampooing. I do this as much as I can, and sometimes I couldn't move my hand, so I take my other hand and assist it, getting that movement. Alright, so then isometric exercise. I put my hand on my head and just leave it there, just try to hold it there as much as I can. It's a lot of effort, You know, especially at the beginning, it was tough. I might be right here and slipping. Might slip down on me. But it's getting a little better, I can hold it. That's another exercise. Isometric exercise, just holding that hand up there, top of my head. Another one says this is how you can go. So I just hold this up. Sometimes I struggle. That's as high as I can go right now. Just try, maybe I can straighten it a little bit, not too long. So I just hold my hand up like this. Isometric exercise. Hold that exercise. Okay, you know, you can practice on your own. It takes a lot of effort. You know, watch your heart rate, because it does bring your heart rate up, especially when you're struggling. It's sometimes painful. It hurts. Whew. Alright, I'm going to do some deltoid exercises again because it's impacted. That's the area that needs improvement. My right side, deltoid side, frontal, lateral, hold position, and repetition. For demonstration purposes, it's going to be the short term because this is tough enough. If it was the full exercise, which I can do later on in videos, demonstrate the full exercise. But basically, frontal, deltoid exercise. And this time with weights or no weights, because sometimes it's easier. So basically, alright. Oh, I do got weights. Alright, I'll go over here. Alright, how's that look? Oh, yeah? Okay, so frontal, you know, demonstration purposes, I did this before. You know, to work on that, you did improvement. One, this is the repetition. I'm just going to do 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Frontal repetition. Now the whole hold position, well, actually negatives first, then hold. The hold position, negatives, is basically I'm going to go slower in the down phase. So I'll go 1. It just goes slow. Bring it down. Make sure you're breathing out. I'm going to inhale. Take catch a breather. Go back up. That's 2. Go down slowly. Hold that position. This is the negative I'm talking about. This will build strength. Tremendous strength. And the longer you hold it, the slower you go, the stronger you're going to be. I know it works. I've done my bench press so many times doing this. This is just one way, but this is good. Okay, on the lateral, same thing. Well, I got to do the hold. Basically, on the hold, you're going to bring it up and you're just going to hold it there over time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because go as long as you can. If you're going to hold it for 2 or 3, hold it for 2 or 3. But you build it over time till you can hold it for 20, 30, 1 minute. You know, go for the gusto. But you got to build it over time. It does bring up your heart rate because you're working really hard. Alright, and same thing for the lateral. You know, getting the impacted side. I just hold it and you can do repetitions. You can do negatives with this way too. You know, for demonstrating purposes. So that's the deltoid. You can also work the very intensity by adding weights again. You know, a little bit harder. Hold it, hold it, hold it, and that's it. Alright, so you can add weights. Varying the workload intensity. Whew. Alright, where are we? Let's see where we at. Overhead hold, one hand, 2-hand cane. I've demonstrated this before, but I think it's important because of the fact that sometimes I have those down days where I'm tired, so I have to get assistance. You know, you can get someone to assist you, or you can get something to assist you. Basically the cane or a broomstick, but my left hand is going to be assisting my right hand. You know, I'm just going to bring it up and hold. Isometric exercise. And right now my left hand is doing most of the work, but my right hand still there holding it up. It's holding it up. You know, sometimes you might not have the grip strength at the beginning. I didn't have the grip strength to either hold this cane and then hold it up at that, matter of fact. So I had to work up to this level. At this level, so I can hold it up. And you know my right's weak, but my left is doing the workload. It's taking the resistance, but it takes a lot to do. Alright, so you could do that. Isometric exercise. Another one I'm going to show, because I haven't showed this one yet, but with the cane, for now I'll have to worry about isometric exercise with the cane. I'm going to push in isometric exercise to help build that muscle and the control. So basically I'm going to take the cane and push in, just hold it. Push in and just push in as much as I can, and that's about it. It's quick. But another one, it's called the praying hands. Push and hold contraction, which is an isometric exercise. Basically, the position, hand praying position, I push in. Again, this is easier. A little easy, but I can feel the wrists, right side, it's tight. I can feel the discomfort as I'm pushing against the pressure point, and you know, weight bearing exercise if you want to call it, but I'm pushing pressure. And it's isometric exercise. Work on the pecs, work in the forearms, you know, and deltoids maybe a little bit. And I feel in my back. So this is a good exercise. You can do this a couple times a day, but it will strengthen the overall, you know, areas that you need strengthening on. But you know, it's something. So the praying hand exercise. All right, that's it for that upper body. We're going to move on to lower body exercise for now. All right, the chair squats again. Mixing it up, the varying workload intensity. I'm going to show repetitions, negatives, and holds on squat. Good for the areas of needed improvements. For example, when using a toilet, strength development. Important when you're, you know, getting up like me in the middle of the night and throughout the night. I do, you know, get up 3 times to urinate. For some reason I urinate. And I'm still sleepy. I'm still halfway asleep. I know I got to get there because my bladder says get there, but my left leg might be okay. My right side, it's still sleepy and it's wobbly. It's sometimes uncontrollable and not as coordinated, but I got to get the peeing. So that's what I'm working on, especially in the point when you're sitting in the toilet, because sometimes when I'm tired, you know, I know I can control it, but when I'm halfway asleep, I have a tendency to just drop. And sometimes it hurts my booty. Yeah, let me know. That thing hurts. Yeah, I know I can do it when I'm wide awake and control it better. But when I'm halfway sleepy, so that, you know, you want to work in those areas. So let me demonstrate some chair squats we've done before. So basically I said you can do repetitions. How do I get it back? Is this good? Alright, so basically, let's see if I can do this. Alright, chair squats, repetition. I can go up to 30 on this sometimes, and you want to control it too. And you want to breathe. You want to breathe in during the down phase, I think. And exhale, power out, and blow out. 3, go down phase, control it, blow out. And that's repetition. You know, you do as many as you can, you know, at first, depending on your level. Now we'll do the negatives, which is a little bit harder. Again, building that strength. So basically, I'm going to go down slowly. Breathe in, and then I'm going to explode on the up phase. Blow out. Breathe in, go slow. Alright, those are negatives. So you want to do that for demonstrating purposes. It's a little difficult. I'm really working out here. Next one's called the sticking point. At some point in time, when you're doing squats or going to the toilet, you're going to have a drop point, a weak point. That's what I call it. And sometimes you just drop right there, and it hurts. So we're going to work on that. So you find your weakest point. This is what I call isometric hold. This is important. You go down your weakest point and you just hold it. Hold it, because you're wide awake right now, so you should be able to do it. And you hold it, you know, for a couple seconds, and it's going to work on that weak point. That muscle is under contraction. 100%, it's just working. Whew. And you hold it, and you know. Alright, so that's the hold. That's what I'll call it, hold isometric position. Let's see what's next. Let's check my heart rate. Let's see how I'm doing. Give myself that feedback. Alright, get that pulse rate monitor. Let's see how we're doing. And that's just demonstration. Imagine, it's a little bit harder actually doing the full workout. Man, this thing, come on now. Sometimes works, sometimes. Let's see. No, we don't need blood pressure cuffs. Alright, so right now, 98% oxygen, 114 pulse rate. Not too bad, I'm right there. Okay, go ahead. Okay, number 8 is seated toe touches and or parallel stand toe touches. Again, demonstrating the chair and on the floor and a standing position. First thing I'm doing is read the benefits according to Google. What this exercise can do. This is pretty detailed benefits. So, alright, the benefits of these exercises are flexibility and mobility, improve hamstring and lower back. Flexibility, this is primary benefit, as the stretch helps lengthen tight muscles in these areas, increasing range of motion. It also enhances overall flexibility and mobility. Regular practice can improve the body's range of motion, translating to better performance in daily activities and reduce injury risk. The core strength and posture strengthens the posture chain. Toe touches engage the muscles along the back of your body, which are important for maintaining proper posture. That's good stuff. Core engagement, while not a primary strength exercise, the movement engages core muscles, particularly in transversus and abdominis. Basically, these muscles on the side, I think, is transversus abdominis. To maintain a stability and control, providing subtle core workout. Other potential benefits, according to Google, improve blood circulation. The forward folding position can temporarily alter blood flow and potentially enhancing circulation. Stress reduction. The forward fold can activate the parasympathetic nervous system. They do that in the research. Promoting relaxation, reduces stress. Digestive health support. The gentle compression of the abdominal organs during the fold may stimulate digestion. Back pain relief for individuals with mild muscular back pain. Toe touches can offer relief by stretching tight muscles and improving spinal mobility. It says here, important note, proper form is crucial. Focus on hinging from the Focus on hinging from the hips while keeping a relatively straight back to avoid straining your lower back. Yeah, don't want to strain your lower back. Listen to your body. Avoid pushing too far. And again, listen to your body. Avoid pushing too far or forcing the stretch, especially if you have existing back pain or injuries. Consider variation. Again, that variation in intensity or workout load. Modifications such as a single leg or wide stance. Toe touches can offer different benefits and challenges. I will be demonstrating that. So I'm going to go back up, and my wife's going to help me scroll while I demonstrate some of these. First thing I'm going to do is the seated toe touch. I'm going to do is sitting down. And you see me here? How's that? How's that? That's good. Right there? Alright, not yet. First thing I'm going to do is seated toe touch. My wife's ready. Come over here. Now we got a runny nose for some reason. Got a good time. Real-time video here. Alright, so seated toe touch. I can just sit down in a chair and do it. And you want to tuck your chin in and make sure you get a good breather. And breathing exercise. The last video back. Breathe in. Exhale. Let it focus on the core diaphragm. Breathe in. Get that circulation going. So basically I'm going to tuck my chin in and just toe touch right here. If you can't reach your toes, then go as far as you can reach. You know, depending on your flexibility and mobility at that point in time. So, you know, you want to work it. But usually I can, you know, go down here and just relax. So that's a toe touch. Hold it for about 5-10 seconds, you know. It's up to you. Go back up and do it again. Slowly tuck your chin. Get that breather in. And just touch it. Sometimes you want to variate. Maybe go to the middle. Or go forward more depending on your flexibility. Alright, so that's a toe touch seat position. I'm going to transition to the mat now and demonstrate some of the mat exercise, the seated position anyway. Whoops, there goes that phone again. Keep this phone handy dandy. Check my glucose level again. I think it's been falling at me all day. Not too bad, it's at 144. It's usually lower, about 120, sometimes 100, 110, but again, the continuous glucose monitor is so important. Giving me immediate feedback on my sugar level. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and go to transition. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get on the mat for the seat toe touches on the mat. And you can do this on your bed, on the floor. I like to do it on my bed because it's more comfortable. But for the purpose of the video, you can do it sitting down, and there's variations. You can, for me, I can only go this far on the toe touches sitting on the mat for some reason. So I'm just going to hold it here. Again, isometric exercise. I'm going to hold it. Tuck my chin in. Blow out. And then go again, rise. Take a breather. And then blow out. Exhale. Alright. And that's as far as I can go. I'm not trying to push it. I'm not trying to injure myself. You know, that's my flexibility right now. And the variation I like to do is I can put my hand on top of the other impact side, my hand. And again, I have a trouble keeping it nice and straight. So I want to work that pressure point. Put some weight bearing exercise in the hand. I'm going to press gently in my hand. I'm just going to slide. And stretch. Blow out. Blow out. Exhale. Just hold it. Feel the stretch. Hold it as much as you can. And when you can, it's up to you. Then we'll go back. And you can do this several times. Depending on you. You can do it 10 times, 20 times. Again, you're working the capacity, capability, you know, starting out easier, then increasing with over time for the strength and the endurance, your flexibility on this part. So working the hamstrings again, your lower back, good core exercises, good for the core development, your abdominals, among other things. So that's a seated, and you know, it's up to your level. Now I'm going to demonstrate the standing. We're still there. Number 8. We're still at number 8. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and stand up. Again, left side, left hand doing the work. Right hand can't do this yet. So, balance is key, so I'm going to take my time. Oh, that stuff. Alright, this one's a standing. Gets a little bit harder. These aren't full workout, folks. This is just demonstrating, folks. Full workout, be huffing and puffing. And one day I'll demonstrate full workout. Like next week, next couple weeks, 2 weeks video, I'll demonstrate my full workout on one of the sessions during the day. So, tuck your chin, get that breathing control in, breathe in, get that circulation going. And I'm just going to go down slowly. Again, this is a higher level testing because it deals with standing up and balancing. So I'm just going to tug and touch my toe. Just hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Touch my toes. Again, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Variate and just relax. Hold it. Okay, that's a staying toe touches. Number 9. I'll have my wife doing this. Number 9. The next exercise is the Okay. Alright, staggered stand squats. This one's a little bit harder. This, again, working up to the ability. I'm at the staggered stand squat, so it's a little bit harder. I'm going to demonstrate, just for demonstration purposes, 5 reps or 5 seconds, and that's it. Because this is a hard workout. So in the real workout, if I do this, I might go up 10 or 15 seconds. It depends, but you know, again, choosing that exercise from lighter intensity to heavy intensity. You don't want to do all heavy loads all back to back. You want to choose the varying intensity workout load. That's important to monitor your heart rate, so your heart workout load won't go so fast, your heart rate. So I would space these out, basically. So this is the, again, staggered stand squat. So, you know, I'm just going to do 5. You're just going to go down. First, I'm going to do 5 repetitions, and that's basically for demonstration purposes. I'd usually do more, but you want to go down, and you want to keep your feet, you know, pointed straight ahead. But for this case, I like to turn it. My back feet turns for pointed parallel. It's a lot easier for me right now for balance and control. So I'm just going to go down. I might just rest my hand on the thigh and do 5 of these. 1. But it's good for hamstring and quadricep workout. 2, and vary load, coordination, and balance. Balance and control. This will help a lot. 3. And that's hard workout. 4. And this is just demonstration. I'm not doing the full workout. 5. That's repetition. You can do that 10, 15. It's up to you. And of course, you're switching the other side. Again, point your toes. I point my toes that way. Usually, you want to point them this way, but for balance for purposes and better control, I like to point it sideways. And I'm just going to go down 1, 2. This is going to help a lot. 3. Strengthen those core muscles, those hamstrings, and leg coordination. 4. And you want to drive it up, blow out, drive it up. Alright, now I'm going to do negatives. Negatives again, bring it down slowly. Slowly. I just worked this muscle, so I should have swapped up. I need to swap up. Just go down slowly. I'm going to rest it. My hand here maybe to help control it and balance myself. 1. Go down slowly. This is a lot of work, folks. It's not as easy as you think. Well, it's definitely not easy. Because I feel, I'm already huffing, puffing. 3. And this is just demonstration. And this is just 5. But that's negatives. You know, bring it down face slowly. Make sure you're breathing in and exploding, blowing out. Exhale on the way up. It's not so obvious. Now we're going to do the hold. Again, the holds against strength development and focusing on weakness. So basically, squatting weakness. I'm going to find that position. I'm just going to hold it there. 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, that's a lot of work. Woo! That's a lot of work. Do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a lot of work. That's high intensity. You don't want to do that back to back. That'll get your heart rate up. As you can see, I can lose your balance. Alright, we're going to transition go ahead. We're going to transition. Alright, folks. I think one of the last couple exercises, we're going to be going the hallway. We're going to be going the hallway soon. So, I'm checking my pulse. Not too bad. For some reason, maybe this is on or off. But I was huffing and puffing, so I'm going to check my pulse. I think I'm okay. That's a lot of, alright, so it's about 115, and that's just demonstration. My oxygen is good. Pulse rate about 115. I want to keep below 120. But that's just a demonstration. It wasn't even a full workout. And huffing and puffing already. That's a hard workout. But it's going to be beneficial. That return on investment on strength and coordination is going to be awesome. It's going to be good. Thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus. That's going to be a good workout. So if you're in your own journey, if you can get up to that level, or when you do get up to the level, use that exercise. That's a good exercise. I think that's truly going to help with my coordination and walking abilities. Definitely strength, stamina. Woo! But it's 1:17. I'm going to read this. I'm going to do the wall. And again, you want to do this back to back. This next one's also going to be hard workout. So you might want to verify the intensity workout level. You don't want to do this back to back. So, you want to find something lighter, like a sit down activity, change it up to another muscle group, maybe work the upper arms, maybe some stretching or some finger control. Something much lighter and easier to give your heart rate to go down, a chance to rest. And it said, increase the intensity level. Well, again, that depends on you. So if you need more rest, take that rest. Listen to your body. There's no sense going heavy and go. You have to listen to your body. If it tells you to rest, your body's, you can feel it. You can see just a little bit. It can throw you off with balance control and everything else. So you also get a quality of movement if you rest more, and you get the better control of your workout. You get better improvement and return on investment because you're working on quality of the movement. So that's important. Alright, the next one's wall. We're going to be doing the wall. We're focusing on isometric exercises or static or hold exercise. We're going to be just demonstrating the overlapping center push-up and the wall sit. Okay, the wall sit. A wall sit is, again, Google, thank you. Wall sit probably works on the quadriceps, the muscles on the front of your thighs as you hold the seated position against the wall. It also engages your lower body muscles like the hamstring, glutes, and calves, as well as the core exercises or the core lower back muscles to maintain posture. The wall push-up. The wall push-ups primarily work on the muscles of the upper body, including the chest, pectorals, shoulder deltoids, the needed improvement area, and arms, tricep. Again, same thing here, tricep. Need that coordination, that strength. They also engage core muscles for stability and they even activate lower body muscles like the glutes, quads, and calves to some extent for some balance. So all those are good things. Again, we're going to mix it up, finding the sticking points or the weak points, or some needed improvements. Rolling. We're going to be maybe do some repetition negatives and holds. We'll see. Alright, let's transition to the hallway to demonstrate. Alright folks, welcome back here. We're going to keep going. We're in transition to the hallway of my house. The Lord is my shepherd. The Lord I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. That's something my hallway. I'm just going to read a little bit about it. But I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate some of the things that I do. We're going to start with we're just going to demonstrate a little bit. How am I looking there? Looking good? We're going to do isometric exercises this time. I know I showed you this before, but this time we're going to do the center work on the hand flatness and strength on the core and the shoulders and deltoids. So we're just going to demonstrate this. First we're going to do the isometric wall push-up. And we're just going to hold right here. Relax, take a breather. It's pretty easy, not too bad. I might want to kick back my foot to create that high intensity. The further back I go, the more intensity is going to be. I'm going to help press on my right hand, the impacted hand. There goes the phone. But that's alright, we're going to keep filming. I'm just going to hold it. Good workout. Good strength development. I'm not moving any joints. I'm just holding this position. Isometric, I'm developing. I feel it. Feel on my core, feel on my pecs, my triceps. Okay, another thing I'm doing, we're going to bring it in. Still focusing on the pecs. But this time I'm just going to bend my stamina. I'm just going to bend my elbow just a little bit and hold it. maybe do 10, 15 seconds, depends on you. But I do feel it. That's going to help with the triceps and strength development. Alright, that's something you can do to develop that strength, especially with the arm strength, with the helping keep my hand straight and flat. And right now it's still curved, but I'm getting there. It's working. Everything helps. Everything helps. Next one's kind of hard. This is the wall sit. Again, you want to shoulder width apart, and you want to just bring it down as far as you can go. Ideally, you want to be in a seated position or 90-degree position, and I'll put my hand here and rest it. And you don't want your knees to pass the toes. That's too much. So but right now I'm going to adjust. I got these gripper socks on, so you just got to watch out for safety and go as far as you can go. If you can't go that far, then start off here and just hold it. That works too. Ideally, you want to go as far as you can go, and you want to lay back. Your head back. Take a breather. Core exercise. I feel it. Buttocks, gluteus, maximus, minimus, quadriceps. I feel it. That's a good wall sit up. I think that's all I can handle. So go back up and take a breathing rest. We're going to go ahead. That's a demonstration purposes. As far as it's not a complete workout, but that's what you can do. We're going to go ahead to home base. Alright, I'm going to go back to home base. Close it out today. Alright, we're back in the home base. We're going to close that for today. So, if you are experiencing recovery from a stroke or a heart-related battle or any debilitating circumstances, I had to add in there. It could be brain injury, it could be spinal cord, it could be a number of things, but it has to do with movement issues. Or if you are an expert or have valuable knowledge, I'd like to hear from you. Comment below with your tips and strategies. We are in this fight together and hope to help and ease the process for someone else. Glory to God, all things are possible. All things are possible. On my next video, I will continue to cover and show functional and specific exercises that will help with my full 100% recovery journey. I'll be showing exercises that will help with my improvements in grip strength and mobility, coordination, cardiovascular endurance, and yes, mental concentration. Mental concentration and mental, what I call mental endurance. We're going to develop that continuously. I think I'm working on that whether I know or not. But this next video is going to be a doozy. It's going to be really make me work out because it's going to help with all that cardiovascular, grip strength. Definitely mental concentration and focus for this one. Definitely mental concentration. But for next video, I'm going to be using these equipments right here. Right here. Some of these materials are going to be in the play for next video, and I'll show you, talk about that how later on. So, well, can you see me there? Well, that's all, folks. My family and I want to thank each one of you for your help and continued support. Glory, honor, praise to God. Have a blessed one. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time. God bless you. Keep the faith. And with Christ, all things are possible. With God, all things are possible. I am healed. We are healed. It's been paid for by Jesus Christ. We are healed. We walk by faith, not by sight. Because if I was walking by sight, with movements and not able to move, that's not going to be good. So I focus on God. I walk by faith, not by sight, not by what I hear, not by what I see. You can hear negative reports, doctor report, but no, don't focus on that. Focus on God. Fully rely on God. Thank you again. I'll see you next time. Glory to God.